Hey guys, this is everything about overcoming vapes, overcoming the drugs, overcoming cigarettes, alcohol, everything that you need in one program. You have to realize if you want to overcome this kind of stuff, you have to be in your feelings, first of all. And when you get unease, when you feel discomfort about things that are going on around your life, because you're not doing drugs, because you're not smoking the vape, because you're not doing cigarettes and you're not smoking drugs, for example, and then you feel this discomfort and you're like, oh, but then you feel like smoking and doing drugs, you feel like doing it. But the thing is, you have to realize then you just talk about it, for example. Just talk about it, talk about your feelings. And when you talk about your feelings, you go in your journal, you just write things down. You close your eyes, you meditate. You understand? You meditate with yourself. You understand, for example, if you are smoking the vape, then try a nicotine lozenge. Get on the nicotine lozenge and you absorb it, and it's more like you start sucking on the lozenge and you get your nicotine like that. And it's more like instead of doing that as well, you just go into your feelings. And when you go into your feelings, you're just there. You're just wondering, what do you need to do with your life? You understand? That's the question. It's like all this headache, all this ache and pain is coming to you. And it's like you feel like suffering, but you don't feel like suffering. And you want to do something with your life. You want to grow yourself in some kind of way. And then it's like you're there, you're trying to do something for yourself, but then it takes forever to be able to get off it. It takes so much time. You understand? It's like you have to go all your life without it. You understand? And when you go all your life without it, then it's like, oh, that's in the past now. You understand? So what is it about the drugs? What do you get from it, really? You just get a feeling. You get a feeling, but when you do the drugs, then it's like you don't want to do the drugs. You understand? It's like when you're not doing drugs, then you feel like doing drugs, but when you're doing drugs, you don't feel like doing drugs. So then you're going back and forwards, you're wondering, how do I overcome all these drugs and all this nicotine and caffeine, and how do I overcome it? How do I overcome all these drugs? You're wondering about it. You're trying to get somewhere with it. You're trying to get somewhere with your thoughts, with your words, with what you're doing with your life. It's like it's all coming together, but then you feel discomfort. You know what I'm saying? You feel a lot of discomfort with things that are going on in your life. And it's like something is already coming into play. You understand? Something's going to happen in your life. You understand? Regardless of what's happening. Somewhere you might be in a nursing home in your life. How are you going to do drugs then? Or you might be on your deathbed. And it's more, how are you going to do drugs in this state? You understand? And then you wonder, oh, it's not so bad, is it? You understand? My feelings are not so bad. Maybe I'm making it out to be so bad. You understand? But maybe it's not even that. Maybe it is. Maybe you think you're suffering. You think you're suffering because of all this that's happening, because you're getting away from the drugs now. And you somehow feel that you're doing better, but you also feel that somehow you're missing something, that you're missing a drug, that you're missing out on something. And then it's like you don't want to fall backwards. You don't want to go backwards. You want to move forward in your life. You want to do something with your life to make sure your life is successful. And then it's like you go back into the feelings. You go back into your feelings. You see what your feelings say about it. And then you speak some words into it. You speak some words with yourself. You try to find exactly what it is about the vape. Or what is it about the drug that you need? What does it give you really? You know, and then you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to figure out, how do you let go of it? So how do you let go of these drugs? And then you go into your feelings again, and then you're just meditating. You're just looking into your heart. You're looking into where you are in life. And then you say, it's not so bad after all. It's not so bad to be in the feelings. It's not so bad to be without the drugs. You understand? And then you finally understand. You finally understand that you're not so much going through a bad time. You're not trying to put yourself through a bad time because you're staying away from the drugs. You understand? But then it's something like, but then you might want to do drugs again, for example. You might want to start the drugs again. And then you're tossing and turning with yourself. You're wondering about it. You're wondering, are you going to ever do drugs again? You understand? And then you say for yourself here, you just say to yourself, no, I'm not going to do drugs again. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that I'm not going to go backwards. I'm going to do something in my life today. I'm going to do something to help myself to succeed. But then after the audio program that you're making, or anything in life, after you wake up or anything, you're going to feel those discomfort feelings. You're going to feel uncomfortable. You understand? And then what are you going to do what are you going to do in that process? What are you going to do with your time? Then you can lay down. You can be in your feelings again. You can talk words. That's all you can really do. You understand? And when you talk a lot of things in life, then you find exactly where you are. You know, saying you want to measure your life. You want to measure your life somehow. You want to measure your words. You really want to find out how good are you doing in everything. You understand? And then you're going to find out some information about everything. And then it's like, here I am now. I have to go back into my feelings. I have to meditate and talk to myself to get back into my feelings. And then you may reach for the coffee, or you may reach for something. And then it's more like, but then now you're going back to drugs. But then it's just stay away from the drugs, you understand? Stay away from everything. But then go back into yourself, and that's everything, you understand? And then you understand, here I am now. I'm trying to grow myself. I'm trying to be inside of myself. I'm trying to grow in some kind of way. But then the feeling comes. The feeling comes again. You feel discomfort. You feel discomfort because somehow you were operating on the drugs before. And now, since the drugs are not in your life, or you're not consuming the drugs, it doesn't feel like it's you. It doesn't help you to feel in a way that is something new for you now. But the thing is that everything's new in your life, but everything's trying to help you feel something. But then again, it doesn't feel like you need the drugs, although you feel maybe you have a desire for it. Maybe you have a desire to go backwards in life. But then you're wondering, oh nah, I want to go forwards. I want to help myself to succeed. You want to move forward, but then you look at your dad, you look at people around you and they're doing drugs. And then you wonder, oh, I'm not going through such a bad time when I look at them. I realize they're going through more difficult times than me. And then you wonder how you were back when you were smoking cigarettes, how much you were smoking, how much drugs you were doing, and how you were self-loathing yourself. You were loathing on the drugs. And then it's like you want to create something, you want to make something come true for you, you want to do something with yourself. But then you just come back to the feelings. And even when you say that, even when you say come back to the feelings, then you're in the moment right away. Then you're just in the moment. You're just doing something. But then it's right in your face. The drugs are in your face. And it's like they won't go away. You understand? But then again, everything's imaginary, you understand? Everything's imagination. And even if it wasn't there, it will still be in the back of your mind. So how do you erase it? How do you erase these feelings? How do you erase things? You just be with it, you understand? You just let go. You let go of everything in your life. Let go of your parents. Let go of everything. Understand everything's passing away in this life. Everything's going its own direction. And then you come back to the feelings again. And you say to yourself, I feel different now. I feel much better. I feel much better now. And it's because I'm not doing drugs. I think then it's more how, what else can you say about it? What else can you say about everything that's going on? It's like you want to do something with yourself. You want to help yourself. Then you feel tired, you feel unease, you feel discomfort again. But that's growth, isn't it? That's how it is. In life, you have to feel some discomfort in life if you want to succeed. And then that's the whole program, you understand? That's everything about meditation and everything about knowledge. And then you understand, you come back to the moment. You just state it to yourself. You just say to yourself, come back to the moment. Come live here. Live here where you are. That's how you let go. You just be in the moment. You love yourself. You create something for yourself. You enjoy life. You tackle things, you understand? Tackle life. And then you're wondering, here I am. I want to help myself to succeed. I want to grow myself. I really do. I want to help myself to get to that point where I need to be. But what do you think is going to help you to get there? Only the words can help you there. Only your words can help you to get to that point where you want to be. But the words are only speaking now. You can only live now in the moment when you're speaking words here. And then you wonder, here I am, all I need is my words to overcome all this shit. I just need to speak words to overcome it. It's fucking simple, but many people don't do it. And then you wonder, hey, that's the idea. That's what the idea I'm looking for. I just need to speak words. I just need to speak words, and that's how I overcome everything. That's how I get from A to B. That's how I get an idea. That's how I do things in my life. I give information. And I have to be constantly giving information, making little programs here and there, making something small. And then when I do that, I feel like the void's gone. Some kind of void in my life is gone. Like nothing's missing. You know why? Because I've spoken it into the planet. I gave words about it. All the my experience in my life has gone through words. And because all that has gone through words, I'm now a better person. Because I can see how I was and how I am now. Through the words that I spoke. But that's the gateway. That's the key to understanding how to overcome all these things. And then you have to realize you don't go backwards. But if you feel like doing drugs, you come back to the moment, and that shall set you free. You bring everything into the moment. You understand? Bring it into the moment. Understand you have to go through the feelings. You have to understand the feeling. You understand? You go through the feeling. You feel your way through life. You feel your way through understanding what you're going through. And when you overcome everything in your life, then you feel confident. You say, I've battled demons in my life. I've battled something in my life. I've gone through some things. But if you don't speak it out into the world, then how can people understand you? So you have to speak words about it. And now, since I've written a lot of things about my life online, people can study my things, you understand? People can study everything I've said. And life is like a study, you understand? You have to study life. You have to study everything about life. And then you come back into the moment. You come back into your feelings again. You just wonder about things. Am I ever gonna do it? Am I ever gonna overcome all this shit? What else do I have to experience in this life? You understand? What else do I have to go through? I want to overcome it. I want to do much better. I want to live in the moment. I want to be able to breathe better, save money. I want to save money by helping myself to breathe better, to feel better, to exercise, to understand life much better, to do a better way of life. I want to get to the point where I need to be in. But then it's a slow journey. You want to make your name for yourself. You want to do something with your life. Everyone does. Everyone wants to go somewhere, you know. Everyone wants to do something with their life. And then it's like, do I go back to the drugs? Do I start drugs again? Nah, I don't want to start drugs. I want to do a better way of life. I want to help myself to live a great life, you understand? I've been there, done that, you understand? Now it's time to move on. It's time to do new things. But then the feelings come. The feelings come again in my life. I feel that fucking discomfort again. But I understand I have to go through it. I have to go through those feelings. I have to go through the feelings of life to understand how life is. And then I come back to my feelings. I come back into the moment. And I understand here, just by this alone, that when I come back to my feelings, that's the gateway to overcoming it all. That's everything in life. My words are my feelings. So then I use my whole being. I use everything about me to be able to overcome this. Everyone wants to make money. Everyone wants to be able to do great things in this world. You understand? Everyone's trying to do something with their life, you understand? But then you realize, hey, that's the key, you know? The key is to do something with your life, to overcome some kind of barrier in your life, to do something with yourself that you've never done before, to go places that you've never been before, and to expand somehow, you understand? And you can only do that through words, you understand? Words are the key here. Words are something that overpowers everything. Words are so powerful, it will bring you into the person you need to be. Words will help you to overcome everything in your life. But if you can speak words about it, and you can just talk about it, you know, when you just talk about it in words, then it's more how that feeling starts to dissipate in life. That feeling doesn't come back around anymore. You know why? Because you've left the drugs now. And because you let go of the drugs, now you're going to start feeling better, you know? And when you start feeling better, then you never go backwards. You move forwards. But how do you move forwards? You move forward through talking words, talking a lot of words every single day. Talking as much words as you can with yourself or with people. And then you understand there is something to do, you know. There is something to understand about this life. There is something to go through in this whole world of yours. And then you live a great life. You live some kind of life. But then you're trying to thrive. You're trying to do better with yourself. You're trying to understand what you're going through. But then this program will go somewhere, and it's more, I'll be alone with myself. I'll come back to my feelings. I'll just state to myself, come back to your feelings. Come back to your feelings. Live in the moment. Be here. Be now. Breathe. Just breathe. Understand. Understand what you're going through. Understand what you're going through. You understand? Live your life the best way you can. And what else can I say, That's how it is with drugs, And it's like, the more you do drugs, the more you want to do drugs, And the more you let go of drugs, the more you don't want to do drugs. The more you let go of drugs, the more you want to let go of it. So it's more about directing your focus into what you need to do about life. It's just set the sail, you understand? Instead of doing drugs, do something else. Instead of smoking vapes, instead of drinking coffee, do something else. You understand? Do something else that you've never done before. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere different. Do everything differently that you've never done before. Stand up differently. Walk differently. Run differently. Write differently. Speak differently. Live a different life. Do things that will not inhabit you to do drugs. You understand? Remove the drugs from the picture. You understand? Put the drugs somewhere else in life where you'll never go to it. You understand? Let the drugs not even be in your face. You don't even have to look at it. You understand? Don't even look at the drugs. You understand? Go somewhere different with it. You understand? Go somewhere different with yourself. But then again, don't do the drugs. And it's like, here I am now. I realize it's in my face, but of course, I'm not going to do it. You understand? And that's all it is. You understand? It's directing yourself into a new way of life. You have to learn this. You have to learn a new way of life. And it's like, more, they're going to do drugs. Oh, but they're going to do drugs. So what if they're going to do drugs? Let them do drugs. You do you. You go your own direction. You understand? You go somewhere different. And that's it.